What's up, fam? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood, of course, and we're back on the IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report, and let's get to it. Shout out to my sponsor, BehindTheIndustry.blog. Make sure you check them out on all mobile devices and the World Wide Web. Before we get started, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss one video. Let's go, and let's get it kicked off with your girl, B, the queen of music. Beyonce just dropped the Cowboy Carter Art Book. This is on the heels of a rumored Cowboy Carter tour coming up next year. But she dropped the Cowboy Carter Art Book, and it sold out in less than 24 hours. Just Beyonce doing Beyonce things. The queen of Houston, the queen of music, everything. So Cowboy Carter sells out in less than 24 hours, and we're just waiting for the confirmation that the Cowboy Carter tour is taking place in 2025. Who's looking forward to that? Let me know also if you downloaded the book. Shout out to the #1 pop star of the 21st century, Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. Moving on to your girl Normani. Shout out to Normani, because Rolling Stone has announced that they have listed Dopamine as the #1 R&B album of 2024. How about that? Rolling Stone says Dopamine is the #1 R&B album of 2024. Now, how can Rolling Stone say it's the #1 album, but her own people didn't support it? I listened to Dopamine a couple of times. I thought it was a very good album. Whether it was the #1 album of 2024 R&B, in my opinion, I would have to go through all the R&B albums and make that judgment. But it was a very good album, and it should have sold way better than what it did. You look at all these non-black new girls that's out. Whether it's Sabrina Carpenter, whether it was Olivia Rodrigo a couple of years ago. You know, Tate McRae. Well, not really Tate McRae. What's the other girl who's getting all the awards, nominations or whatever? These girls are putting out music. These girls are not as halfway as talented as Normani, but their people are supporting them. And for nobody to have supported Normani, for nobody to support the fair record, I find myself every couple of months taking up for Normani. You know, because Normani is a dark-skinned woman in the industry, and she's very beautiful, very talented, and people don't support her. And then black women will be the first ones saying, oh, she doesn't make it because she's light-skinned. All these light-skinned girls, they get all the privileges. When you have an opportunity to support a brown-skinned sister or a dark-skinned sister, y'all don't do it. Matter of fact, I see more black people insulting Normani than white or than non-black. So I'm a Normani supporter. Shout out to Normani. I love the Dopamine. And shout out to Rolling Stone for recognizing Normani's album.
I had a Kendrick Lamar phase, and I was convinced I was going to be with him. Who has listened to Kendrick's album? I have had it on repeat for the past 4 or 5 days since it's been out. Let's discuss favorite songs. And listen, I did not just hop on the Kendrick train now. I don't know if you all know this. Ask Callie, ask Branson. About 8 years ago, I had a whole Kendrick phase. Like, I've had phases, right? Like, I had a James Fauntleroy phase, I had a Frank Ocean phase, I had a Twigs phase, I had a Tune Yards phase, I had a Kendrick Lamar phase. And I was convinced I was going to be with him. And I loved him when I was younger so much, from Section 80, even the mixtape before that had Alien Girl on it. Like, I've been a diehard Kendrick fan from day one. So I haven't just hopped on the bandwagon now. But I'm happy a lot of people are hopping on the bandwagon. But I've been a hardcore Kendrick fan, K Dot, when he was K Dots. Okay, let's talk about it. I love Man in the Garden. What else? I love Luther. I love Reincarnated. I love TV Off, of
Now
course.
that was Chloe Bailey talking about how she was always a Kendrick fan, because a lot of people was getting her for saying, "Oh, you're jumping on the bandwagon." How she was always a Kendrick fan, and how she used to fantasize and just know she was going to be with him years ago as a teenager. So Chloe got dragged. People were saying, "Oh, you know, he's got a fiance," and yeah, which he does. Yeah, he don't got no fiance. They ain't together no more. But that's beside the point. You know, he got a fiance. Oh, you shooting your shot at a married man. You know, and this, that, and the other. And I knew that social media was going to eventually bully her into responding back. So she came back and dropped a response. So we're going to listen to her response, and then we're going to come back and give our take on it.
I'm not shooting my shot at a married man. I was talking about years and years ago. I was just sharing how I was a diehard Kendrick fan, like from day one. Everybody just doesn't like happiness. Everybody has to take everything so seriously. I would never. Honestly, I don't let stuff like that get to me anymore, because I think it's funny. I think it's funny now how people will like take things out of context. Hey, I'm innocent, child. I am innocent. Am I cooking today? No, but I will be eating today. If you guys won't stop asking me about the Kendrick stuff, I was sharing my love for the album. And I was sharing my mindset at 17 years old. Just like how I shared my love for Omarion from B2K. Like, come on. Give me a break, guys. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you. I can't end it.
And that was Chloe Bailey responding to all the backlash that she got for, you know, shouting out and as the kids say, glazing Kendrick online. Here's my whole take on that. Yeah, Chloe, there's no problem with you liking Kendrick, and we do see old footage of her at the pop out singing all the Kendrick songs. Here's the thing. You knew what was going to happen when you did that. You know there's a big old Kendrick Drake thing going here, and it's pretty much, if you are supporting Kendrick, people are going to take it as, oh, you don't like Drake. So people were saying, oh, wasn't she saying the same thing about Drake, how she's always loved Drake and second and third? And the point is, you're saying, oh, you liked him as a teenager. Well, Kendrick Lamar is what? A good 10 years older than you? So as a what? As a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, what you was liking a 27-year-old? You thought you was going to be with a 27-year-old man? Right? That, you know, and I defend Chloe a lot. Everybody calls me a Chloe Bailey defender, but that don't make me look too good. That's also, that's going to, you're not going to beat them hot in the ass allegations acting like that. Oh, she was 16, 17 years old, dreaming about a man who's almost 30. Right? And you shouldn't say, oh, I just came on to give love to his album, because you could have just did that. But you threw in the fact two different times. Oh, I just knew I was going to be with him. Why did you have to throw that in there? Because you wanted people to know. Right? So don't blame other people because they say, oh, you know he's in a relationship, but why are you trying to make that known? You know what? If you were just showing love to the album, you started off by saying, hey guys, I'm in love with Kendrick. Who else is in love with Kendrick album beside me? I got it on repeat, blah, blah, blah. You didn't have to let us know that, oh, you were in love with him and you thought you were going to be with him. That's what people were giving you backlash about. All right, so Shout out to Chloe Bailey. She's still fine. And we are going to close it out with Drake and Whitney Alford, I believe her name is. That is Kendrick Lamar's fiance or ex-fiance, however you want to put it, depending on what you heard. Now, Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club, he was on, I guess they were giving like their rumor report or what have you. And Jess Hilarious was talking about Drake's lawsuit or what have you, and what he's suing Kendrick for, not suing Kendrick, suing UMG for. And then Charlamagne made a comment about the real slam dunk lawsuit is Whitney suing Drake. So we're just going to take a listen to what Charlamagne was talking about, and then we're going to come back and give our take on it.
This man called me a pedophile on his song that costed me money.
Well, he's not suing anybody. Yeah, he just filed a petition.
Well, yeah. But it wouldn't be against Kendrick. It would be UMG and Spotify.
Man, please. You know Kendrick was in that house. I ain't shooting Kendrick. I just shot up the house. Knock it off. Okay, what are you talking about? All right, you know what you're doing. It's just showing me that Drake does not understand culture because Not Like Us was a cultural phenomenon. You know, like you can't program a record like that. Like it wouldn't surprise me if one day California made Not Like Us their actual state motto. That's how big that record is.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with programming a playlist or paying a radio station.
Yeah, I thought the lawsuit was whack. And the reason I think it was whack is diss records and talking about people in records have been going on since the beginning of hip hop. And not only that, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Drake throw shots at Kendrick that necessarily weren't true too?
Yeah, he said Kendrick beat his woman. He said that Kendrick's woman's one of their children was Dave Free, his man's child. That's what got this. By the way, if anybody wanted to sue for defamation, it could be Kendrick's girl. She got the slam dunk defamation suit because she's a civilian. It's hard to prove defamation against public figures, but she's a civilian. Correct. She don't got nothing to do with none of this. And you said she got beat on, and you said that one of her children, it was somebody else's, not Kendrick's. Okay,
I thought that.
Now, first of all, Charlamagne, what the hell are you talking about? It's hard to program. That had nothing. You can't program a record like that. Of course you can. Of course you can. They're already proving it all over the place that Kendrick used bots on that record, as well as they said Drake uses bots. But they're saying, everyone's saying that record used bots. Joe Budden said it even before the lawsuit. Yeah, we know Kendrick used bots, but I don't care. You know what I mean? He didn't care because it's getting to Drake. So that was a stupid statement. Second of all, Drake did not say that this is the narrative that everybody needs to stop spreading. Drake never said that Whitney's kids was definitely Dave Freeze. He said, I heard one of them kids might be Dave Freeze. Might be Dave Freeze. So no, she could not sue. That would not be a slam dunk. That would not be no slam dunk. And on top of that, how do we know what? From what we heard, there was an assault that was buried years ago in Vegas. Now it may not have been Whitney, but there was a story a few years ago about Kendrick Lamar and some chick in Vegas that he put hands on. So maybe they wouldn't sue because maybe that's true. We don't know whether that's true or not. Right? But as far as saying, oh, you could sue for defamation because he said that she had kids by another man. No, he didn't. He said, I heard one of them kids might be Dave Freeze. Might be. So no, she would have no lawsuit on that whatsoever. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Catch you on the next one.